Hi everyone. So we are still in the section where we're talking about memory errors and the reconstructive nature of memory. And I hope you also had a chance to watch the video on When Eyes Deceive. So right now we're still talking about the power of suggestion when it comes to encoding memories, but also how your memories can actually change over time as a result of other information that's being introduced after the event. So information that's introduced after the event is oftentimes called misleading post-event information, or MPI. And this happens often when it comes to witnessing a crime and maybe talking about it with other people afterwards, or even being interviewed by the police and then maybe asking very short-ended questions, almost suggesting that things happened even though maybe they didn't happen, and then they become part of the witness's memory. So an example of this, where they try to recreate the power of suggestion in a laboratory study, is one that was conducted by Elizabeth Loftus in 1975. So in this study, people actually saw slides of a traffic accident, and in the slideshow, they showed a stop sign right where the accident happened, as you can see in the little image below. And then afterwards, they introduced misleading post-event information, specifically saying that there was actually a yield sign to see if that might actually alter people's memory. And what they found was that in fact it did, that participants actually then later remembered that they had seen a yield sign, even though in the slideshow clearly it showed a stop sign rather than the yield sign. So this was clear evidence that introducing information afterwards, right, it could just be as simple as asking a question, can actually alter somebody's memory after the fact. This was also evidenced by another study by Loftus and one of her colleagues, Palmer. And again, they had to watch a series of slides depicting a car accident in the study. And then after watching the slides, participants were either asked, they were asked a question about how fast were the cars going when they either contacted, hit, bumped, collided, or smashed each other. And they found here that actually the choice of verb used in the sentence made a huge difference, as you can see here. So the kind of more aggressive the word that was used became, right, the higher participants estimated the speed at which the cars were going. So if participants read a sentence that said that the cars, when the cars hit each other, right, they estimated the speed that they were going at as lower compared to when the sentence actually read how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other, right? So they estimated the speed at a higher level as a result of that verb usage. So we definitely have to be careful about the words that we use when we're interviewing people, especially when it's about being a witness in a crime. So this is something that obviously law enforcement and anybody involved in the legal system should be very well aware of. So in terms of the power of suggestion, basically retroactive interference, which we've already talked about, can occur. So anything that's introduced post the event can actually become part of the memory, right? Because it's not just a faithful recording of what actually happened, but things kind of that are introduced afterwards will become part of your memory. And because of source monitoring errors, we a lot of times don't remember where that information came from. So we don't remember, did we actually see that yield sign, or did we hear that afterwards? So it all becomes one memory, and we don't know what the source was, and as a result, right, our memories are really inaccurate.